La 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 la, wait till I get my money right. La 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 la, then you can't tell me nothing, right? Yo, let me tell you something. Right now, if this message is for you, then you have big CEO energy. You have like get rich or die trying energy. You have like you are going to make it energy. Now, regardless of wherever you are in your current circumstances, it feels like you definitely have a vision, you definitely have a goal, and I feel like you're going to reach that goal. Like just off the energy alone, it feels like you're going to reach that goal. It doesn't feel like there's much of anything really that could prevent you from reaching where you are trying to reach at this point in time. And so like you have big dreams for yourself, you have big vision, you have things that you don't want to accomplish. You have things that you need to accomplish in this lifetime, and there's no negotiation. Like there's no room for negotiation. You know, you have these plans on your heart, you have these plans in your mind, your body, your soul, right? And you're not going to stop until you achieve those goals, right? I'm talking to somebody that really has had to crawl through the mud. Could be literally, but I meant like metaphysically. I'm talking about shadow work on shadow work. I'm talking about recognizing the parts of you that most people don't want to acknowledge, and you figuring out how to deal with those, you accepting everything about yourself, you coming into union with yourself. That's really what this feels like. It feels like masculine and feminine sides balancing each other, like in full spectrum, like cooperation 222. And I'm saying like the infinity sign. It feels like you have had to go through a massive, massive, massive transformation in order to be at the level that you are now. And where you are currently, I'm really real life seeing you go places. Like you're not the type of person to just give up on your dreams. Like right now I'm actually seeing Naruto, and there's like a common I don't know if it's a meme or like I know it's in the show, but like where all you can see is like the side of his uniform and his fist, and he's like, I'm gonna be Hokage one day. That's the kind of energy that this is giving. That throughout this transformation, throughout this healing, throughout becoming the version of you that you needed to basically become in order to reach your goals, to fully reach your aspirations, it has taken a tremendous amount of work. It has taken a tremendous amount of effort. I know you're tired. I know specifically there were nights where you were sitting there and you were like, "Ah, like, is it over? Like, how many tests do I have to go through? Like how many more signs do I need to have? Like, I feel like I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm healing what I need to heal. I feel like I'm doing what I need to do. Like, where is this taking me?" And then bam, and it's the funniest thing because like dang, what's the song by Drake where he's like, I did it overnight, it couldn't happen any quicker. That's the type of energy that it's giving, is that all of this work, right? It took months, years, even. All of this work, probably years. All this work, it took a long time. But the change, the actual switch, it was immediate. And so, damn, do I look like a bum, y'all? No, I look like a fucking bum right now. Who cares? It was immediate. And so, literally overnight, people could just sense it in your energy. Literally overnight, literally overnight, you changed. But it's only because once God had like the final little pieces of what he wanted to do, what he wanted to test you with, it was like, all right, I have to test this person to make sure that they're at the place I need them to be, right? So you knew it was tests because like it's always tests, right? But then something inside of you one day shifted and you were just going about your day normally, and all of a sudden you were having thoughts that used to come up all the time, but you weren't entertaining them anymore. You were just like, no, that's not how I would think in this current energy. 555. That's not how highest timeline version of me would think, right? You're like, that's an old, outdated version of me. Like, that's their thoughts, right? And so from there, oh my God, excuse me. From there, God was like, okay, I see this person. They're getting some work done, right? And so then God was like, you know what? You know what? I think they're ready. I'm going to send in a situation that is almost like a replica from their past. And I want to see how they handle that. I want to see if this person right here got all the intuitive nudges that I wanted them to get. I want to make sure this person right here knows what the fuck they're talking about. I want to make sure that this person right here, I want to make sure that they really are this brand new version that they're presenting themselves, right? And boy, oh my God, when I tell you, you passed with flying colors. God was astounded. God was like, well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Not only did this person fail to regress, hear what I'm saying? Not only did they fail to regress into previous thought pattern, right? You passed that test, right? Not only did they fail to regress, but when given the situation that the old them would have got all entangled in, oh no, this person avoided that situation. This person looked at it from the higher perspective and they were like, nah, that's not a situation that I even want to deal with. My God, kudos to you. Give yourself a nice round of applause. Let me tell you, give yourself a nice round of applause. I'm here for it. Give yourself a nice round of applause. I'm here for it. I am here for it. And for some of you out there, God was like, oh damn. Or maybe he was like, me damn. You see what I did there? But no, he was like, oh God. Oh me. Like, no, but he was like, oh God. You know what? Let's run that back. Let me send another situation that's kind of similar to a situation they've been in before, and let's see how they do. Just go mind about your business. You're focused on the bag, son. You're focused on the dream. Focused on the vision. Completely overshadowed it. It's like your laser focus to achieve what you want to achieve right now. It cuts through any distraction. It cuts through anything. It's like if you were the type of person that would just scroll all the time, this is the type of energy where like you might pick up your phone, you might catch yourself like 2 seconds into scrolling, you're like, nah, exit out the app immediately. It gives willpower to like the maximum. It gives that you analyzed what it was about you that was going to prevent you from being successful, and then you changed it, you alchemized it, you took the lessons, you applied them, And you didn't just apply them in a single day. You didn't just apply them in a single week. No, you've been applying them. And now the habits that you've been forming, the habits that you've been building, the changes that you've made, they're encoded into your DNA. It is who you are now. You are not the old version of yourself. You are the brand new version. You are the version that you work so hard to get to. And you can feel the energy. You can really feel the energy. And when I tell you, like I said, this is major CEO type energy. This is major go-getter energy right here. Your energy is strong as fuck right now. Your energy speaks for itself right now. One thing I particularly want you to pay attention to, and it's going to be one of the signs that you know this reading is for you. If you're walking somewhere, 11:11 as I'm saying this, if you're walking somewhere, right, and basically you either turn a corner or you enter a room or something like that, and nobody sees you, but all of a sudden they dart over, that is a good inclination that they felt your energy. They felt your energy when you walked in, when you stepped in, and their bodies reacted to it naturally. Let me tell you, you're going places. You're making it happen. You're going where you need to be. No. Did you hear what I said? I said you're going where you need to be. Right? This is where God wanted you. God wanted you in the highest timeline version of yourself. God wanted you in this version of yourself. Because now, guess what? 12:12. I heard somebody say chicken butt. No. Yes, but no. Now, you're the version of yourself that can't what? You're the version of yourself that can't self-sabotage out of what God has for you. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. You can't self-sabotage. It is completely impossible at this point for you to self-sabotage. Because now you're not just focused. You're not just oriented. No, you're driven. Right? And I always talk about this, right? When you enter into what God has for you, I'm getting a what is it? I'm getting this vision from this movie. It's called Truth or Dare. It's actually a horror movie, an interesting horror movie, if you've never seen it. But basically, there's a scene where somebody basically says that they don't want to play anymore, and the people pull out guns, and they make everybody sit back down because everybody was standing up. And then the older lady, she's like, I think I'd like to go home now. And the host is like, I thought it was very clear that participation is no longer voluntary. That's what like at this point you're strapped into the roller coaster ride. There's literally nowhere to go but up from here. Like, you couldn't stop even if you wanted to at this point. You're locked in. That's what I meant to say. You're fully locked in at this point. And so don't be surprised when, particularly if you already own a business, if you have a business, don't be surprised, 1414, if you start getting a sudden influx in customers, in support, in could be donations, it could be what is it called, like investors. Do not be surprised, because now with the touch you have, not only are you glowing, not only is your energy magnetic, but right now you are pulling everything towards you that you are meant to have in your reality, and that includes people, places, things. So right now you are going to be receiving a lot of attention. because it was meant to be that way, right? And whatever you're going to do, whenever you get into the spotlight that God has planned for you, basically, God knows that you're not going to mess it up. God knows that not only are you going to do what you need to do, 15-15, do what you want to do, right? But he knows that you're going to do what he needs you to do. This is full on embodiment of divine energy, of divine purpose energy. This is full on you living within purpose is what it feels like. And so if your business is something that you love, that could be a very good indication, right? If your business speaks to your soul, which I feel like most people do, right? Like I'm not just gonna do something if I don't like it, right? Like I'm not gonna offer spiritual services if I didn't enjoy doing it. Like it's fun, you know what I mean? And so God basically knows that when you're elevated to where you're going to be, that you are going to be a positive, like, role model. You're going to be a positive impact on the people that come into your energy. They are going to basically, they are going to be majorly uplifted and touched with love, touched by God from being in your presence. Now, for some of you, this message may be resonating, and you're like, but I don't put out messages. I don't. Yeah, for some of you, you're gonna be like, you know what? I don't even put out messages or anything like that. Like, I don't channel. I don't. Just because you're not a quote unquote prophet, just because you're not a reader, just because you're not a quote unquote star seed, just because you do not yourself identify as somebody who is conferring, right? That is receiving downloads and stuff like that from God, from source energy, does not mean that God does not use you specifically to make things happen. Just because you do not label yourself a prophet or a seer or anything like that does not mean that you do not have God inside of you and that he is not speaking on your heart for you to accomplish certain things, for you to talk to certain people, for you to, oh, hey, you know what? You see that person? Give them a ride. Hey, you know that person? They're going to come into your life and, you know, they're going to ask you to borrow some money. Bam, you just did that, right? When you do something from the selflessness of your heart, God is working through you. Let me say. When you do something from the selflessness of your heart, God is physically working through you. If you're in a moment and you're sitting there and you see someone, they might be struggling, or you see something 1818 and you get that passive thought that's like, I should help them. Or hey, I'm going to go see if they need help. Or hey, I'm going to compliment this person. Or like, hey, she's really beautiful. Hey, he's really handsome. Hey, like, you know, hey, like that person looks like they're having a bad day. That is God literally trying to use you right there, trying to show you the way, trying to show you the path right there. And so now I want you to think of it like that. Damn, Jordan, slow down, bro. Did you just say God was working through me? And I'm not a seer, prophet, preacher. I sure did, brethren. I sure did, brethren. God is working through you. God is working through you. And you know what? Let me tell you. God is confident that when you get 1919, when you get to where you need to be, that he is going to be able to work through you effectively, and that the work that he needs to get done on this planet, it's going to happen. You're going to be accomplish your dreams, but then, because God's plan is always way bigger than ours, God's plan is always way more grand than our own. Not only are you going to achieve your dreams, but you are going to overshoot your dreams, and not in a bad way. you are going to basically go to the next level. You are going to basically elevate to the point where you accomplish everything, and then God's just going to keep taking you higher because that's the way He works. Whatever you have planned for yourself right now, whatever dreams you have, you're lowballing yourself. You're not thinking grand enough. God is looking at your dreams and He's like, those are small. Don't you know I'm a big God? Don't you know? Don't you know? You're sitting here trying to cast these small dreams on a big God. What do you think this is? A big God handles big dreams, and I'm not saying your dreams are big or aren't big, right? Whether it's you're trying to have some sort of global impact or feed the homeless, like whatever it is, right? I'm not saying your dreams are small in any way, but to God, He's like, they're thinking so small right now. They're thinking so small. I know what I want to do in the world, and God's sitting here and He's like, Jordan, you think so small, bro. Why are you thinking so small? I'm sitting here like, oh, like what? Like, I was thinking, I keep seeing me doing all this work, and I'm like, there's no way that could be small. Nah, you're thinking too small. You're thinking too small. I'm talking worldwide businesses, right? Some of y'all already have businesses where you get customers from all sorts of different countries. But Jordan, I never thought of it like that. Even though your company is here in America, even though your company is, wherever it is, you're getting customers from all across the interwebs. You're getting customers from every different country, from all over the place. Whoa. You have an international business already. Think about that. This is something else I thought about, right? If you go and you take, I don't know, like whatever you have in your bank account or whatever your paycheck is or whatever, right? And you basically just take that amount and you go to a conversion calculator, right? And you convert to a country that has a ridiculous, 22, a ridiculous like gap between like basically the US dollar is worth way more than theirs. You'll see that in some countries you're literally a millionaire already. In some countries you're literally a millionaire. Just think about that already. Just think about that. Because in the future, you're already a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. In the future, you already have everything. You've just been aligning with the version of yourself that's ready to receive it, that's ready to make it happen. And so if this message is for you today, keep doing what you're doing. If this message is for you today, keep showing up. If this message is for you, think bigger. Because let me tell you something. Regardless of whatever you're doing, 23, regardless of however you're thinking, regardless of the dreams that you have, God is always going to add more. God is always going to add more. And you're not going to be mad about it. Because now He knows you can handle it. You just had to walk through hell and back. You just had to walk through the fire and back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they just had to walk through the fire. Did you see that? And God loves showing off in these moments, right? God loves showing off in these moments. Think of all the time you might not resonate. You might not be like overly religious or anything, right? You might not even resonate with the term the devil, but always look at it like low vibrational consciousness, the devil, the darkness, however it resonates for you. Think of all the times the enemy was like, you see what I got planned for him, right? And God had faith in you. Think about that, bro. Think about all the times that God was sitting there and He was like, and the devil, 12. I always think of the devil, the darkness, like just severely like immature energy, right? Like, oh, look what we're going to do to your people. Oh, look. And there were so many situations that were manufactured for you to fail so that you could not become this version of yourself, right? But guess what? I'm just saying, like, God's just sitting there like, And now when I tell you the energy God has, he's like, what? I couldn't hear you. What was going to stop him? What was going to slow him down? They were going to be where? Huh? They were going to be stuck where? They were going to what? Huh? Like, who are you talking to right now? And the image I have right now is like God, like kind of being cocky like that, 12, 25, 25. Not cocky, but like, just having that kind of energy. And the darkness is just sitting there like pouting, like a kid in the corner, just like, you did it against all odds. You did it. And to achieve this level, you actually had to beat the number one thing that was holding you back. It wasn't all these other people. It wasn't all the situations out in the world. No. It was your own mind. It was you. And dangerous is a person that can conquer their mind, body, and soul and have them working in unison and have them working in alignment. Dangerous is the person, 2626, that steps into the role that God has planned for them. Dangerous is the person that is in the type of energy that you are in currently. This message is for you. Get ready. You're locked in. You're locked in. And God likes to make things happen really fast. I'm seeing the ride Top Thrill Dragster from Cedar Point. It's a roller coaster park in America, with a lot of the tallest roller coasters in America there, with some exceptions. But Top Thrill Dragster is, I think it's 11 or 12 seconds long, like 420 feet in the air. You basically go from 0 to 120 miles an hour in like 2 or 3 seconds. You basically go straight. It goes up 420 feet. You go back down, and then it's done. And that level of quickness, that level of speed, that is how God likes to get people into their destinations once they've reached the level of alignment that they need to be. The entire time, God's like, nudging, like step, baby step. Here. Yeah. Look that way. Look down and over there. Twist your head a little bit. Perfect. And then that's when God makes his move. That's when God's like, they're fully adjusted to where I need them to be. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen right now. So like I said, get ready. Get ready, because you're here, bro. You're here. You made it. And if you're a girl and you're upset with me saying bro, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, like, what you want me to say. Bro, bruh, brah, dudette, chicks, dudes and chicks. But, just be ready, my people, my humans. Be ready, my human beings. Because let me tell you, it's coming. It's coming. You're there. You're in that energy. So, much love to everybody as always, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.